Hey guys, what's up? This is Prakhar Shrivastava. We will be discussing about what is a cover letter, how to write a cover letter, and we will be discussing about what are in the 3 paragraphs of a cover letter, what should be include, what we should avoid, and how to give a very good impression to an interviewer. So this is a brief introduction about me. I am an industrial and production engineering graduate from Government Engineering College, Jabalpur. I wrote GATE 2016 where I secured All India third rank with a GATE score of 939. I have cracked various interviews for IIT Bombay, NITI, and other job interviews too. So, as a person, I like to cherish different cuisines of different culture. I love to play tennis and I also perform street plays. I request all of you to please follow me on Unacademy and share this video so that it can be helpful for others too. So coming to the part that what is a cover letter. First, we should understand that how it is different from a resume or a CV. Most of us and mostly many students can get confused between CV, SOP, resume and cover letter. So it is very important that you understand that it is a document that is sent along with CV or resume. It is not an independent document. It is not that any company asks you for your cover letter. Cover letter means your cover for either CV or a resume, that is your front cover. So it is very important that you understand it gives the first, or it is the summary of your it is the summary of your resume or a CV. Then it is basically specific to any job. That is, it get different. Like resume is also not resume is dynamic, CV is static. So as the job get deferred, or like we are applying for different organization or different position, our resume changes. Now similarly, if our resume is changing, our cover letter also get changed. CV is a detailed information about a candidate. Resume is a brief introduction about the candidate, and cover letter is a brief introduction about resume. So it is basically a type of summary, or it basically about the skills and strength of a candidate that gives a first impression about the candidate. Then it should be clear and concise. It should not be very long or too long paragraphs and complicated language. It should be clear, it should be in a standard format, and it should be concise. Then keep your paragraphs of your we'll be telling you or a 3P approach for writing a cover letter. But in that 3P approach, P is a paragraph, so your paragraph should be short and clear and expressive. That is, it should be direct. That is, whenever any interviewer is reading, it should be clear to him or her. Then back up any statement with the facts. Try to include some numbers, or try to include some results or an impact while writing any statements. It gives again a very good impression about the candidate. Then the purpose of the cover letter is basically to complement the CV. It basically introduce yourself and explains your interest and fit for the job. Now it is very important that in cover letter you include 3 things. We'll discuss about this later. So it is a supporting document, and it is different from SOP. We will be discussing later in this section, later in this course. Then it is a 7-step approach. That is, for like there will be an information header. Then try to address hiring manager by his or her name. Now it might be possible that you will not be aware to whom you are sending, but obviously it is very common that you know the designation of the person. So first try to hunt, first try to get his or her name. If you are not able, then try to address it by the designation or by the position. So this is second thing. Then the basic intro and relevant achievement in the first paragraph. Now we'll be having a 3 paragraph approach. In the first paragraph only, you should have a basic introduction about you, what are your various achievements. Then don't include any your qualification, academics, just a brief, just a 1 or 2 liner that I belong to this college, I have done my graduation from this college, and as a person I like this thing. And then mention your achievement directly. Then align your skills with the position requirement. This is very important. Suppose I might know C++, but is it required for the job? So try to add skills that are actually required for the position, or for the or the required for in the organization. Then align your interest with the job and convince HR that you are interested. Now try to align your short term and long term goals with the position. That is, what can be the possible long-term achievements and long-term goals of that position. Try to align your interest with that thing. It is very important that you convince HR that you are really interested. And when HR will get convinced, when he or she feels that your goals are completely aligning with the position, and if you are attaining that position, it might be helpful for you both in the professional and personal way. So it is very important that you convince HR. Then use your proper closing format. What most of the people do, they write about themselves, they write about the achievement, they write about why they want the job, how they are fit for the company, and they leave this part, that is closing format. Now, one of the very important thing is that try to include Postscript, because this is the section for which HR is looking. It can give you an opportunity to tell the HR that you have done certain things in certain field, or give a one or two liner in Postscript about what project you have done. Like I would a simple statements of Postscript can be like this, that I would love to discuss my project work on ultrasonic machining, where we have reduced the cost of process or cost of machining by 22%. So you have told that 22% decrease in cost was there. You did a project on ultrasonic machining. So it is very important that you understand that what, or like you leave an impression to the HR that yes, you did this project, this was the outcome, and it is left for detail. If he or she wants more detail, it can be discussed in the interview. So it is very important that you include Postscript. Then comes the part header. In header, you should include your official name, telephone number, and contact information. It is very important because most of the time we leave this thing. That is, we don't give our contact information, or we give our partial contact information. Then your email address should be correct, because this is the only way for the formal communication. So it is very important that your email address is correct. Try to like put date or time, but I suggest, personally feel that you should avoid writing this date and time, because sometimes it might be possible that your cover letter gets delayed by 1 or 2 days. Now in that case, it looks a bit unprofessional that your date and time is like of the previous day or a day before. So it is very important that you understand, if you are giving it on the same day, it might be possible that you include it. Then HR manager's name, title along with company address. Your his or her name should be correct. The title should be correct. Please be careful about while writing the title or the designation. Then company address should be there. Then links to your professional websites should be there. That is, what all websites you like you have. Do you have any personal website, or what all, like you can give your LinkedIn ID, or you can also give your other professional IDs too. Your social media accounts, like Twitter should be there, and LinkedIn. You should not give your Facebook account. It is very important that by social media I mean LinkedIn and Twitter. So it is very important that what you include in a resume. Now it should be professional. It should be very professional. Use your Gmail or personal domain ID. Do not give any ID by the name or like fancy domain names like xxxx at the rate cool.com or xyzxyz at the rate funky.com. You should not use any fancy domain names. It should be professional, that is Gmail or a personal domain ID. Then avoid using slangs and nickname in mail ID. It is sometimes we write for Raji, we'll write RAJ. Then Raj is also correct, but sometime for like suppose Sanju name is there, for Sanju we'll write Sam, Sammy. So it is very important that you avoid using slangs and nicknames in mail ID. Use some professional names for communicating, while communicating to the company or the organization. Never use current employer's domain ID. Sometimes this happens for the experienced people, that they send their cover letter or they send their resume using current employer's domain ID. You should avoid doing this. Then your basic information should be same on social media, resume, cover letter and mail. Sometimes it happens that you are writing something in cover letter, something different in resume, and while visiting your social media platforms and your LinkedIn and Twitter account, some other information is there. So you should be very careful that your information should be constant. This is very important, and this is on a very professional level. I request all of you to please follow this course in a structured way, because it is a step-by-step process. We have seen the structuring part. Now we are seeing how to write a cover letter and how to attach your cover letter, your professional IDs, and your resume, because all three have a huge amount of professional information about you. Then use department name for addressing, because along with the HR managers and designation name, the department for which like you're applying, or your the position belongs to, you should address that department too. All the best.